What's going on, all you wild Hugh Grant enthusiasts out there? It's your favorite Cinefellas boys. We're back to get a little wild to talk about a brand new film that everybody's talking about. Of course, we're talking about Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves that just hit cinemas near you. And overall, we had a pretty good time with it.
There is evil here.
I'm glad he's on our side.
This one's dangerous. But whatever happens, we'll be ready.
Kev, what'd you think of the film?
It was good. I liked it. It wasn't incredible. It didn't change the world, but it is a lot better than the 2001. I went back and watched the trailer of that movie. I'm like, all right, the new one has its faults, but it's better than that. I was talking to Henry before we started. I thought Chris Pine was great in this movie. It's just he's a great actor. He can do this. He can do stuff like To Hell or High Water. He can do blockbusters. Like the guy's talented, and I hope he goes far because I know he was kind of banking on last year with Don't Worry, Darling, and he was really good in that movie. But that movie kind of floated up to nothing. But I thought some of the special effects I liked. I liked a lot of the practical stuff they did with it, like the masks and everything. But there are other times like it was just the CGI wasn't really that good, especially with
Dork, yeah, Sophia, yes. Yeah.
Like some of the creatures she was turning into, they were a little too rubbery and video gamey. But overall, I had a good time with it. It's predictable, it's fun, it's a little vanilla, but I liked I'm sure we'll talk about this, but I love the portal sequence in the movie. I thought that was incredible. How about you, Henry?
I'm in the same boat as you. I thought Chris Pine made this movie a lot better than it should have been. And my feeling overall after watching it's pretty much just what I expected, going in. I thought it was going to be like a fun but forgettable kind of adventure movie. But, Chris Pine, the way he plays it straight and is having such a good time, you can't help but have a little good time watching it too, even though not everything makes sense. And like you mentioned, the CGI gets over the top a lot in this movie, and it turned me off a little bit. I like practical better, like you were mentioning too. Too much CGI lately that kind of kills some of what it had going. And then just some other characters that I didn't really connect with or care about. Justice Smith's character, I didn't really, his character didn't really go anywhere for me. And then the whole plot, it was kind of, me and Logan were talking during the movie, like, okay, what are they going after again? Like we had to like be reminded of what the end game was here for this movie. It just felt like one like random adventure after another, which is fine, but maybe have a little plot in there sprinkled in. That's my overall feeling.
Yeah, the plot is this thief, which is Chris Pine's character Edgin, and he finds a group of adventurers going to find a lost relic, and they come across bad guys along the way. It's, every fantasy movie ever made, and that's pretty much it. But apparently they stayed true to the tabletop game, which I've never played. I know nothing about it. Either, I've never played Dungeons and Dragons, but all the true fans that have been following the tabletop game since the 70s loved it because it felt like in that universe of bringing it to the big screen, which I can see. But as a person that has no attachment to the game, I thought this movie was pretty bland for the most part. I was expecting more after seeing all the early reviews. Chris Pine is funny. Michelle Rodriguez is the same character in every movie. Same with Justice Smith, bland, wooden, forgettable, like he is in most every movie I've seen him in. But Sophia Lillis was pretty good. Hugh Grant is great as always in this movie, but CGI just brought me out of the movie. It looked terrible most of the time. Practical effects I did enjoy quite a bit, but just your standard fantasy movie.
And it made only like $40 million, so I don't know if we're getting the sequel. Because I was going to say, I like these writers. It's John Francis Daly and I forgot the guy's first name, but Goldstein. They did Game Night.
Jonathan Goldstein.
Yeah, thank you. They did Game Night. I think they did Horrible Bosses, but. The script was good. It was snappy at points. It had some good one-liners.
Yeah, they did Spider-Man Homecoming. They wrote that movie, and then they did Vacation, the new Vacation movie.
Yeah, but that's not.
Yeah, I hadn't played any of the game either, so I wasn't coming from that universe. But just watching it as a spectator, I wasn't like that was a waste of time or anything. It just going by the early reactions with the heavy praise. I was hoping for more. I didn't expect that cameo that we got in the film, not to spoil who it is, but didn't know that they were going to be involved in this, playing a mini character. We'll say, wink, wink. But yeah, there had some funny dialogue throughout. Chris Pine, like we said, he's a real likable character. Then you had
REGÉ-JEAN Page, Jean Page.
Yes, he was kind of not in it a lot. Like I expected to see more of his character. He was just kind of sprinkled throughout. I wanted to see more from him. I liked what he did in Gray Man. Was the last time I noticed seeing him. But yeah, Michelle Rodriguez just there as like the muscle, I guess.
He's playing
not much going on with that
he's done
character.
for like 22
Yeah.
years. in Fast and
Yeah.
Furious.
Just nothing new there. Yeah, so just overall my thoughts on this movie, fun at times but overly forgettable.
Speaking about the little guy, the cameo, that scene was terribly animated.
Yeah.
It was
Yes. It was
And
bad.
I'm like, God damn, like that was too bad movie.
Yeah. This movie would have been so much better if they just would have taken their time with the CGI. It just looked bad. It looked worse than what we see on like Disney Plus. Even some of the, Willow and stuff like that was even better than this. This should have been a blockbuster movie and had a great cast and everything. You'd think that the CGI would be there, but yeah, there's some really awful, cringeworthy CGI scenes.
It was so laughable, like unintentionally. We're just watching this. I'm like, this is not supposed to be funny, but we're laughing our asses off. How bad the CGI looks. We're walking in front of a green screen, like it's completely obvious. I was gonna say, I feel like they rushed this movie a lot to get it out, and I think if they would have taken their time, a few more months, probably it would have been a little more polished.
Yeah, that whole scene in the lava, that was awful to look at.
Awful.
You guys see it on IMAX or did you see it on a regular screen?
Regular.
Okay. Because I can't imagine looking any better if it was IMAX.
I don't have IMAX around me anywhere. I have to go to the city, so I rarely go to see IMAX movies.
Okay.
It sucks, but yeah. I don't think it would have made this movie any better.
I'll give him this 3 out of 5 Chris Pine hair pieces.
Yeah. I would have to definitely agree with you. A C-worthy movie. Probably movie I'll never rewatch, but if they have a sequel out, maybe they'll fix a lot of the problems they had with the first film. So I'll give it a 3 out of 5 Justice Smith hair pieces.
I'm with you guys. Yep. Same here, same feelings. We pretty much, had the same feelings on every single thing. I didn't disagree with anything that I heard from you guys. Nothing more to be said. Let's see if they get a sequel. We'll see if this, I don't know. We'll see in the second week. It's really going to determine what's going to happen moving forward. What's coming out this weekend that it has to go up against?
Mario.
Oh. Okay, so yeah, it's not looking good. Right. Yeah, but you never know, never say never. But yeah, 3 out of 5 Michelle Rodriguez hair pieces.
So I want to hear from all you Chris Pine enthusiasts out there. What did you like about Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves? What didn't you like about it? What's been your favorite movie thus far in 2023? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to click subscribe. Also, check out these Wild Boys on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and our website, cinefellas.com, for the latest, greatest TV movie news and reviews.
Well, time to get the game board out, fellas. Let's start playing Dungeons and Dragons, shall we? All in close to 40 now. I'm 40. I think Kev's in his 40s.
No,
Better late than never.
Hey, as long as I can play as Holga, I'm happy with that. Either that or Simon, played by Justice Smith. I'm down to play some tabletop Dungeons and Dragons and learn the ways.
All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in to our review of Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves. Until the next Cinefellas movie review, I'm Uncle Henry Hill.
I'm Kevin.
And I'm Uncle Logan Myers, signing out until the next movie review.
Cheers.